Welcome! Are you ready to test your Sherlock skills? Today I will show you 3 popular crime riddles. The first one is very tricky. For the second one you need real detective skills. And the third one is one of the most popular crime riddles in the world. Write down in the comments how many riddles you were able to solve. Let's start with the first riddle. Mr. Baker murdered his wife with a knife in their car and nobody was around to see this. He throws her out of the car, being careful not to leave any fingerprints on the body. Then he throws the knife off a cliff into the sea where it will never be found and he goes home. An hour later he gets a phone call from the police.
Hello, Mr. Baker. It's Officer Todd. Your wife has been murdered and you need to come to the scene of the crime immediately.
Then the officer hangs up the phone. Being sure about not having made any mistake, Mr. Baker gets into his car and drives to the crime scene. But as soon as he arrives, he is arrested by the police. How did Officer Todd know that he is the murderer? Pause the video now to think about the riddle. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Baker probably didn't leave behind any evidence, but Officer Todd made a trap for him and he fell into it. The police never told Mr. Baker where the scene of the crime was, and he didn't ask for it. They just told him to come immediately and then hanged up. When he arrived at the scene, they knew that he must be the murderer. Here comes the second riddle. On a Friday evening, an extremely rich and old man, Mr. Hawkins, has been killed in his big house. You were called to find out who did that. There are 3 suspects to the murder who were at the house when it happened. They are Rosa, Jones and Colin. Rosa's the young wife of the victim whom he truly loved. Jones is a butler and Eric is a gardener whom Mr. Hawkins just hired. With the victim, you found a calendar with circles around the following dates: 1st of January, 4th of October, 3rd of June, 4th of November, and 5th of August. Are you able to make sense from these details? Who is the murderer? You can pause the video now to have more time to think. 3, 2, 1. The circles on the calendar are a code for the name of the killer. The circled date stands for the position of the particular letter of the month. For example, the first letter of January is J, the 4th letter of October is O, the 3rd letter of June is N, and for the next ones you have E and S. That means the name of the killer is Jones. Can you solve the third riddle? Tony Banks was arrested the 3rd time, accused of murder, and he was brought to the judge, Miss Hodson. In his previous 2 court appearances, Banks swore that he was going to stay out of trouble and Judge Hodson believed him, so she gave him 2 very light punishments. But when she saw him the 3rd time, she felt like a fool, so she decided to teach him a lesson. She said, "In 3 days' time, I want a note written from you. If you are honest in the note, you'll just be given 10 years of prison. However, if you lie, I will sentence you to death and you will be hanged that very day." Judge Hodson was very proud of herself. She knew Banks wouldn't risk his life by lying. He would be forced to tell the truth and go to prison. 3 days later, a rather smug Banks gave the note to Judge Hodson. She read the note and the blood drained from her face. She quietly said, "Please release Mr. Banks." And Banks left the courtroom as a free man. Can you tell what Banks' letter said? Pause the video now to find out the solution. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Banks wrote in his note, "I will be hanged." Because this note can neither be true or false, he will neither be sent to prison nor sentenced to death. If he was going to be hanged, that would make the statement true, so he couldn't be hanged. However, by not hanging him, it would make the statement false, meaning the note can neither be true or false, and he can neither be hanged or sent to prison. I hope you enjoyed today's Detective Riddles. Tell me in the comments which riddles you liked most, and see you in the next video.